While Upwork is great for finding virtual assistant client, it is not the only one. And if you are struggling with finding your first virtual assistant client, you shouldn't limit yourself to only Upwork, especially with how Upwork works now, where you have to pay and buy Connect and apply for jobs. If you are really in a tight spot, it can get very expensive buying Connect, especially if you are in Nigeria. And that is why you shouldn't limit yourself to only Upwork. I will tell you this, my first virtual assistant client, I found them on Fiverr, not even on Upwork. And even to this day, I receive messages on Fiverr for people asking me to do work for them on Fiverr, even though I haven't done any work on the platform for a very long time. And that is why you should understand there is a lot of opportunities out there. I always advise beginners to use Upwork and Fiverr, and because they are both great. They both have some changes regularly. Sometimes some changes will happen and Upwork will be the best. And sometimes there will be some other changes and Fiverr will be the best. So it just depends on the current situation and the current requirement and the current system that the platforms are working with. So if you are only using Upwork, you are not using Fiverr, it will be really a very good idea to get started on Fiverr right now. And still, Fiverr is not the only one. Upwork and Fiverr are not the only ones. When I started freelancing in 2019, I started freelancing before I started virtual assistance. And when I started freelancing, I started on freelancer.com. And I found multiple clients on freelancer.com. Even though at the time when I started, I had very little knowledge and skills, I ended up screwing it up, but I still found clients on freelancer.com. And even to this day, people still found clients on freelancer.com. So it is still a place to find clients. And if you are struggling, then it is worth the try. And it is still not the only one. I don't know if you know, but there is another platform, People Per Hour. I have tested the platform. I never found a client on People Per Hour, but it's probably because I never put enough time and effort into it. When I tested People Per Hour, I already had a steady client coming in, so I wasn't really desperate to find a client. But it is still a place that people find virtual assistant client. And there is also another place that you can find clients that I personally like, even though it is like not for complete beginners in my opinion, and that is Contra. It is more recent, I believe, than Upwork and Fiverr, Contra.com. And I tested it. I just joined the platform with the intention of testing it. And I ended up even finding a client on the platform, even though I just joined in order to test the platform. The only thing with the platform is there are a lot of experts on Contra.com. So if you are a complete beginner with a not very good portfolio, then you might find it very challenging to find client there. But it is still a very good place to find client. And on Contra, I found Contra has more high-paying clients even than Upwork and Fiverr. And there are many other places that you can find client if you have specific skills. A good example is if maybe you are very good at video editing. There is a place that I hired a video editor once, ytjobs.co. It's a place that people sign off, create your account if you are good at editing YouTube videos. And you'll be able to search, you'll be able to have your profile and your portfolio there. And when someone is looking for a YouTube video editor, they can go to the platform, search, and hire someone. So it is a very good place if you are a good video editor. And there are many different platforms for different specific skills. So all you need to do is just think of the specific skills you have and get to work into searching the best platform for you. And especially if you are just looking for a way to work online, if you are not very picky and specific in what you do, if you have the time to be a full-time virtual assistant, then you can even test job boards. I personally tested flexjobs.com. I tested the platform not with the intention really of getting a job, but I tested it to see if it really works. And based on my short experience with the platform, there is still an opportunity there. Even though in job boards, I believe job boards has a lot more competition than freelancing platforms. But if you have the right skills and you know exactly what you are doing, you still have a chance. And if a chance is what you are looking for, then you need to look for everywhere. You need to look really everywhere. The bottom line is, if finding a client is at the top of your priority list, then you need to put in all the time, effort into doing everything right and figure out what will work for you. Different things work for different people. Someone find their client and build their career on freelancer.com, someone on Upwork, someone on Fiverr, someone on LinkedIn, someone through referrals. So different things work for different people. Put enough time, effort, and energy into figuring out what will work for you. When I got started in 2019, I don't really have the right skills. That is why when I started, I ended up even getting 1-star bad client reviews. I didn't have what it takes in the skills side, and I had a full-time job, so I don't have enough time to put into it, and I didn't have a personal computer. I had to buy a second-hand computer that was very, very slow. So I had no skills, no enough time, and no resources, and it still works for me. And if you want to learn more about the real reason why I succeeded, even though I have these disadvantages, you can watch this next video. If you find this video helpful, please give it a like and don't forget to subscribe. I will see you in the next one.